All right, okay. So, part three of fighting off Depression 48. Reason why we have, so many public shootings, um, school shootings, things like that, and homicide and people committing suicide. Um, uh, One of the last ones is um, not feeling like anyone values you or loves you, right? So, um, I have this friend. He's really, really good at baseball, right? And even though he's really, really good at baseball, his parents don't value the fact that he's good at baseball. They're more focused on him making money and being successful, right? So he'll play really good in a baseball game. And he was telling me about this one experience. He was in the car with his dad. He was like, "Oh, Dad, you had to see me. I hit this amazing hit today, and da la la." And the father didn't even look at him, and the father didn't even act like he was listening to him at all. And then, as soon as the son was finished talking about how good he did in the baseball game, the father just started talking about something completely different. And after hearing the story, I said to myself, when your parents, especially when your mom or your dad, when your mom or your dad, this could be anybody, but when your mom or your dad doesn't value what you do or doesn't find what you're doing important, no matter how good you get at it or how much you love doing it, they'll never really care. They'll never really care about how good you get at it, or they'll never really care about how much you enjoy doing it, because they don't find it valuable and they don't find it as an important thing because they don't find it important. Okay? So a lot of people feel that way. They do things, and the people that are close to them don't find them valuable, or things that are important, and they try to get them to do other things. So when somebody doesn't feel seen or heard or valued, what they're doing is not valued towards other. They don't feel loved, and that's very hurtful, and that causes somebody to be very, very depressed. Next, when somebody doesn't have passion, when they don't. I have a buddy, and he's like, Dylan, you seem so happy because you have all these things you're passionate about and all these things you love to do. He's like, I don't know what I like doing. I don't know what I'm passionate about. I don't know what I like doing. All I like doing is watching movies, he hasn't found what sets him on fire, what makes him passionate, what he loves doing. He hasn't found it yet. So I'm trying to help him, kind of explore some options, creativity, things like that. But yeah, finding something that you're passionate about helps you become more happy and fulfilled. Not happy, but fulfilled, right? Next one. Well, should I say next? A lot of people aim to be happy. But as Viktor Frankl would say, the more and more you aim at happiness as your target, the more you'll miss that target, right? So you should never aim to be happy. Because if you're not happy, you're going to be upset that you're not happy. You're going to feel let down. Oh, I'm not happy. Why am I not happy? And then you're going to compare yourself to other people. Why am I not happy like them, right? So number one, you should never compare yourself to anyone. Only compare yourself to who you were yesterday, because when you compare yourself to other people, you're either going to think that you're going to get upset if you think somebody is, if you start comparing yourself to people, or you're going to start to think that you're better than people, and that's going to lead you to suffer as well. So never compare yourself to anyone. Only compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who you were 10 years ago, but to who you were yesterday. um yeah, so so never try to be happy. Just try to figure out what would make you fulfilled, what you'd be proud of. So at the end of your life, at the end of your career, at the end of the day, you look back at it and you say, man, am I proud of that? That's, oh, wow, man, that's great. For me, I focus on like loving others, um, being a hard worker, uh, you know, being the best version of myself, being a leader of people. I pick up trash all the time. I help people. Um, so yeah, figure out what will make you feel fulfilled, what you could be really proud of. Don't focus on happiness, because you're gonna have bad days, and then you're gonna be upset if you have a bad day. Um, uh, and don't see as emotions as good or bad, right? I got that from that book, Emotional Agility. If you think being happy is good and you think being upset is bad, um, it's not going to go well for you. So don't see emotions as good or bad. Just see them as they just are. And if you're upset, go into it and figure out why you're upset. And then you learn from it. It's Fighting Off Depression number 45 that I did. And you learn from it. And then you realize that suffering and those bad feelings, they help you become a stronger version of yourself, man. They help you grow. They're great. I love it. Whenever I'm suffering or whenever something's bothering me, figuring out why and finding the answer is just as good as being happy. It's just as good, because once you figure it out, you're going to be happier tomorrow and the next day. So never see emotions as good or bad. Just see them as they just are. There's no good or bad emotions. Happiness is not good. Depression is not bad. They just are. There's no good or bad. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, and find out what your values are. Find out what your why is, which is Fighting Off Depression 47 that I did yesterday or the day before. Yeah, find out what your values and what your why is, and then make goals. Make goals for yourself. Like for me, it's to surround myself around loving and positive people. And if I feel like somebody is hurtful or harmful, um, I set a boundary and I don't let that person in my life. And because of it, I'm more loving. And that's just one of my goals. But yeah, I mean, that's a good starting point. I think that's like 40 something reasons why people are suicidal and homicidal and why we have all these shootings. Yeah, I think that's good for now, I guess. Um, Anyways, I hope everybody's having a good day. I wanted my niece to come in and talk about how she felt about the situations at hand. Um, but she is taking a nap because she only got 4 hours of sleep last night, because today was the first day of school and she's like out like a light. Okay, guys, I hope you're having a great day, and enjoy each other. Okay, later. Take care. Peace.